Someone snatched it in front of my face, didn't they? Ah. I'm so. I feel so accomplished and tired at the same time. It's crazy. Oh, that was you! Congratulations. I will always be salty when I don't get stuff. Don't worry about it. Failure. Defeated. I wanted to understand you, to assimilate your strength. Yeah, I doubt that I'll be getting it as a mount anytime soon. I'll go again another time. Today I've had it. Hey, can you get the haircut? I really do like that haircut. She's so skinny. Alpha, your gesture serves no logical purpose. You are incomprehensible as these mortals, but you did not fight them. How have you become like them? He made friends. That's the whole secret. She has no clue. She's alone. Omega, the anomaly you see in us, the answer you search for. It is our heart, our spirit, the intangible strength of one's soul. It is not a quality that can be measured or acquainted through any amount of analytical combat. Instead of fighting against us, we might have learned more by standing with us, just as Alpha did. Heart, you speak of something more than what beats in your chest. The inconstant, immeasurable factor behind your victories. Midgar Summer displayed it too, but such unpredictable potential was never part of my design. Projection. Had I integrated this quality, how powerful would I have become? Strong enough to return. She's crazy. I'll be. Nay, Omega, I'm afraid it doesn't work like that. Yeah, you can't just grow a soul. Only Maeve can. Do you know Maeve? It was a long, lonely path you traveled to arrive here. To return across that vast distance alone, anyone with a spirit to break would find the journey more difficult, not less so. How insane is this? Like, you have a raid that actually teaches you the importance of soul. Like, what is this game? I see. I think I understand. She just leaves out Alpha in our care now? Omega emulates immortal life, so emulating that Omega made her itself able to die. Oh, really? Is that how it works? So they're just gone? I should stop saying she because she clearly is both. The rift is destabilizing. Gods take me for a fool. I hadn't planned past defeating Omega. We can't just like swoosh ourselves out. Yes. What are they doing in space though? Chief, we Alpha. Oh no, we're coming. Like, Wedge and Pix is with him on the back of a huge dragon. How is Racelvigger really here? Like, I don't... Midgar someone sent us to rescue you. Explanations can wait. Hop on quick. Let's go home. Let's freaking go home. What an insanity. This is such a glorious ending, isn't it? Kristelvigger, wasn't it? Our thanks. You pulled us out of a tight spot indeed. Oh, the song. Spare me thy pleasantries, mortal. I but lent my wings at the request of my sire. Ah, so Midgar Summer has been watching over us. I would dare give thanks to him as well. His intervention allowed us to continue our battle and forever remove the threat of Omega from this world, from all worlds. The song, though, it just makes you want to cry every time. In all the long centuries of mine existence, this marked me the first occasion my father had asked me of a boon. A gift of gratitude and mayhap an atonement for those who would face the deadly foe he left behind. Will he remain in slumber? 'Tis likely, little one. What is but a fleeting respite from my sire might last a lesser creature's lifetime. But let not thy heart be troubled. Even in dream he doth keep his mind's eye upon the fate of this star. He is possessed of remarkable devotion is mayhap the closest word in the tongue of men. His love is as boundless as the sea of stars across which he carried his unhatched brood. It did sustain him, even as the arduous journey exhausted the fire in his mane, and when he at last arrived upon Heidelin, a sanctuary for his children, did he form with this land an irreplaceable bond. This is so beautiful and sad. It's like, did we do all that just to feel sad? Enough, I have spoken over much, but I will praise your victory, as my father would surely wish he were. It's so glorious. It's like the robot tried its hardest and tried everything and analyzed and calculated and created and did all of these things and couldn't understand the heart. It's like, how wild is that? What a ride. What a sad story. It's like we didn't even have to fight them. Like if they were able to comprehend it, we could have taught them, but you can't teach that. Well, I can add being rescued by a great worm to the list of things I didn't expect to happen today. I bet. It was fortunate Herzogenaurach agreed to come for us. We had to defeat Omega at any cost, of course, but I much prefer being alive to celebrate the deed. We actually did it. We actually freaking did it. This has a look of profound relief. Is this a part of it? Phew, I'm so glad we got you out of there. I don't know what we would have done if Reiselweger hadn't come along. The situation being what it was, Wedge and I came to Dion to see if we would lend you a hand. Courage and origins be damned. That's when we saw the ether bubbling like hot water in a pot. Just as we were debating whether or not we should jump in, that big surly dragon flew down to explain the anomaly. Then he offered us a ride. And the rest you already know. Jesse will be relieved to hear that Omega is gone and you lot are safe. I say we head straight back to Rocket's Reach and let everyone know the good news. Yeah, Jesse is probably just worried sick there. what's Alpha gonna do? Alpha's staring quietly into the now empty yawn. Quack. I was like, is this how we're gonna end with his quack and never actually going to the reach to hear what what they're gonna talk about? This is so good. I'm so glad you guys actually talked me into finishing this today. This is meant to be finished in one day. I shouldn't be dragging it out like I sometimes have a habit of doing. Welcome back, we. You truly are a force to be reckoned with. If there's another Omega, I'd wager it'll skip the experiments and go straight to generating a simulacrum of you. Not that I'd want that to happen, and besides, I don't think anyone can truly mimic your unique strengths. You're our one-of-a-kind hero. So, does this mean we don't need to worry about Omega's monsters invading our world anymore? All of its creations vanished along with the rift itself. With Omega defeated, we averted that particular catastrophe before it began. But what with Alpha? Like, how did he not disappear? We struck the killing blow, of course, but we never would have made it to that point without everyone's hard work and support. Once again, I'm sincerely grateful to be surrounded by such wonderful colleagues. Like, maybe he, grew a bit of a soul and he can't disappear because of that. He's now tethered, I guess. Not to spoil the moment, Chief, but the Alliance leaders are anxious to learn of Omega's fate. When every head of state is clamoring for a report, we can't very well ignore them. How much do you mean to tell them? How much indeed? All of it. When it comes to a threat of Omega's magnitude, we have a duty to reassure our allies that the world is not coming to an end, and the best way to do that is to report every last detail. I'm surprised at you, Chief. I was almost certain you'd want to muddy the waters to prevent knowledge of this technology falling into the wrong hands or something similar. I doubt anyone outside of our particular circle would even believe the tale. Experiments taking place in a rift between dimensions, facing off against villains recreated from history and legend, battling godlike beings from other worlds. And even assuming some ambitious fellow schemed to build an Omega of his own. The technology required is as far beyond our reach as the terrible weapons Homestar. Right, you heard the Chief. We missed out a chance on the front lines, but there's plenty of work left to be done. Round up everyone who's standing idle and get moving on those reports. And don't forget to contact our people still out in the field. Yeah, I loved it. I love this story. Thank you, Jesse. I'll leave things in your capable... Not so fast, Master Gomeron. You count as part of the support team as well. We did all the fighting, and Alpha did all that running, but surely you have energy to spare. What exactly did you expect to sign off on these official reports? And even without that little chore, you have a pile of other company tasks that's grown ass high to an orcs while you've been tending to this whole Omega business. No rest for him. Most importantly, isn't there someone else you should be sharing this victory with? Oh, there's Nero! I should probably head over to the infirmary right away. Meanwhile, you should take a well-earned rest. I don't think there's a way to properly reward you for all you've accomplished, but I'll see what we can do. I'm just glad to have everyone back in one piece. Take care of yourself. Thank you. It's like, how nice is the game that tells you to take care? What are your plans now, Alpha? With Omega gone, you are your own Chocobo now. Do whatever you want. Anything at all. What is he pointing to? You want to go outside? Do you have some place in mind? Come on, Wedge, get those Lalafell legs moving or I'll leave without you. On my way. Where does Alpha want to go? Quack. Alpha seems eager to see what Raggles Reach has to offer. Sorry, can we do this later? Like, you can't say, no matter how tired you are, there's just no way you can say that to Alpha. It's like, it's almost as if they knew we would be so freaking exhausted by the time this is over that we would just want to say no to that cute little thing. There's no way. Okay, he has something to give to us. Alpha appears to be watching the inhabitants of Raggles Reach with great interest. Where is he taking us? What is happening? Oh yeah, I'll activate the savage content because I'm going there tomorrow. No, just kidding. I'll just do it later. I'll just do it later. There's no way I'm dealing with that now. What does Alpha want? And what's over there? Is that the infirmary? Or prank what? Nero's not here? Where is Nero? He's not really a Chocobo, is he? No, Chief. He said he needed time away for recuperation, and then he left. Recuperation? His wounds must be troubling him more than he let on. He asked me to give you this. What's this, a receipt for payment? It covers the cost for the following items: additional machine parts and implements, supplemental reference publications, expenses incurred in upgrading magic armor and gunhammer, funds spent on idle research during enforced convalescence. Oh, and it also includes a large sum listed as gratuity for exceptional services rendered. The entire amount was charged in your name, Master Galron. Oh no. Ugh. Find him. I want everyone searching for Nero right now. Everyone. Oh no. What a freaking scammer. Exactly. Okay, where is Alpha? Why is he refusing to be our friend? I don't get it. Like, this little bird is trolling us. Okay. Does he think we're gonna, like, make a chicken soup out of him or what? Why is he running away? Quack, quack, quack. Alpha appears to sense the solemn purpose of this place. A gentle pet might rouse him from his tunnel melancholy. What is this now? Aww. Quack, quack. Okay, you know what, Alpha? I'm really tired. Please, just end this charade. Whatever is the purpose of this? Like, now I'm just here because of sheer curiosity. There is no other reason. It's worth it. I hope so. This better be worth it. Oh, hello! What are you two up to? Taking in the sights, were you? And by the looks of things, you're eager to venture a little further afield. Well, if V has no problem with it, then neither do I. Just don't go too far, alright? Is he leaving? Oh no. Not good enough. I'm sorry, Alpha, but we're all a bit too busy to show you around the fringes right now. Aww. And I'm not too sure about sending you out there alone. Look at him. How can you be too busy? How can they be so jerks? Like, we have jerk friends, that's all. When you think about it, this world is completely new to Alpha, and all he's done so far is travel back and forth between the Reach and the Yawn. I bet his head is filled with questions and curiosity. He doesn't want to be taken for a walk, he wants to go on an adventure. Alpha's not some helpless chick, Biggs. He's stronger than you or me, and I wish I was half as brave. He should be allowed to. Look at his eyes. Listen, I'm going to talk to the chief about this. You're an employee, so there are certain rules we have to follow. I'm not saying I'm against the idea, and I'm willing to admit that Wedge has a point. But as I said, we've all got important jobs to take care of, the chief included. Can you wait a little longer? Oh, come on! Oh no! Wait, would you mind keeping Alpha company until we get back? I promise we'll be quick. Oh man, these guys know it's 3:40 AM. Like, hold on, just a little bit longer. It's freaking daytime. How long have we been out here? Sorry to keep you waiting. My desk was covered in paperwork, but I've managed to clear away the most pressing matters. Now then, Alpha, I hear your heart's set on a journey of some kind. So precious. I just want to be sure, but you aren't leaving because you think you tricked us into the rift, or because you're Omega's creation or anything like that, are you? I would have stopped you if that was the case. Pure curiosity, on the other hand, is something I like to encourage. Exploring, interacting with the world, I think the experience will be good for him. Despite Omega's power, its potential to learn was hobbled by hostile directives. Alpha, on the other hand, is free to grow as he pleases. Very well, Alpha. As the Chief Engineer of Garland Ironworks, I hereby grant you unlimited leave to pursue personal research. Travel far and wide and take in everything these lands have to offer. But do come back when you're ready. I hate to lose such a valuable employee. Is he really leaving? Oh, I miss you so much. Oh no. Oh no. You be careful out there. If anyone seems suspicious or shady, you stay away from them, even if they offer you treats. And make sure you greet folks with a cheerful quiet. They might not understand you, but at least they'll know you mean no harm. Where's he going? I'm sure I'll make new friends in no time. Just be yourself, you hear me? Oh, come on. How can we let him go like that? What? What in the... What is that? Is that a little Omega thing? Ah, we forgot to shut it down. This is a model Omega that Wedge and I were working on. We built it while we were resting, thinking it might be useful for figuring out strategies or something. Not much use now, I suppose. What? You want to keep it? This little guy wants a pet of his own. It's just a toy that'll follow you around. If you're happy with that, then it's all yours. He has a companion of his own. Oh man. Oh no. Fair journey to you, Alpha. Take care. Oh no. I mean, it's great for him, but like, we just want him back. Thank you, V. I'm off to see the world. Alpha will show up? Really? Oh, I'm gonna pay attention. I'll try, at least. It's so precious, but so sad. Like, we wanted to keep him. Something amiss. We'll roll a higher number. Exactly! We were super outrolled. That's strange. The Echo never allowed you to understand him before. You got the OMG. Well, I'll come back for it. We'll figure it out. This is just a theory, mind you, but assuming the absence of a soul is what prevented you from hearing Alpha's voice in the first place, then does it not follow the reason you hear it now is... He grew a freaking soul. Aye, a little miracle. And it explains his sudden urge to travel. For a newborn soul, this world is brimming with unseen wonders. Oh wow. He's like a tiny little adventurer with his tiny new companion. Wherever is he going? I just hope he doesn't get like instantly eaten by something. It's like, how is he ever to look after himself? Look at Nero. His sunglasses are finally serving some purpose. And so your journey begins. I almost envy you, Alpha. So many new things for you to discover. Is this how you guys feel whenever you see someone starting off Final Fantasy? Speaking of which, what terrible marvels can I trouble my old friend with next? I guess this is how you feel when you see someone just going into, I don't know, Gridania for the first time or something. And when they get their first little, like, airship thingy that follows them. It's like there is a lot of envy in that. And I don't know, like as some of my friends and people that I watch are starting the journey, like I'm starting to feel the same way. Oh man, feels old. He is the definition of a sprout, isn't he? Look at him go. Oh no, not the caves. Come back. That is not. No. No. No, come back. Oh shit. He broke his... This is so precious. Aww. You guys were right. It was worth it. It was worth it. Thank you for encouraging me to stay and push through my fatigue. I hope Alpha enjoys his adventures. There's so much danger out there for one little Jacopo. No, I'm sure he'll be fine, and dwelling on such things is not productive at the least. Why don't we discuss a happier subject, like your long-awaited bonus? We trained the Covers to fund your expedition, but why settle for coin when you can have the latest in automation technology? That's right, we're giving you a premium mammoth, the one-of-a-kind master model for merchandise copies, constructed with our patented ironwork quality. I present to you the Clockwork Alpha? Wait, what? What's a Clockwork Alpha? Whenever you bring it out on your travels, may it remind you of the real Alpha. Queuing along under some distant sky, just the thought of it brings a smile to my face. That and the free advertising. No way. No way. We get it just like that? No. No way. No freaking way. Oh, look at us. Oh. This is so precious. Oh. Look at that little guy. And I'm actually dressed to match. Now it's totally worth it. It was worth it even before the him, but now it's, where'd he go? I can't go there. Get out, get out, get out. Come back here. Ah, there he is. I will have him forever. Forever. I will never summon any other minions. Oh my god, he does the things with his hands. Yep, that's worth it. That's totally worth it. And there's more. Okay, do they do stuff together? Like, do they have like an interaction when someone has them nearby? I don't think they do. No, these ones don't. That's fine. That's okay. They're so cute. I love them. I love them. Thank you for joining me on this journey. Helping me along and enjoying the ride. It has so much.